If your manifestations still aren't showing up, this isn't just a coincidence. This is your sign to stop, to reflect, and to finally hear what the universe has been whispering all along. It's not that you're broken. It's not that you're not worthy. It's that something deeper, something unconscious, is standing between you and the life that's trying to reach you. And until you face it, nothing changes. This video isn't about more techniques. This is about truth. This is the mirror you've been avoiding. We've been taught to chase, to claw our way toward the life we want. We believe that if we just work harder, push harder, want it more, it will finally come. But manifestation isn't a product of strain. It isn't something you earn through pressure. And that's exactly where most people go wrong. You've probably heard this before. Energy attracts like energy. But what most people miss is that trying harder often disguises the energy of fear. Fear that it's not working. Fear that it's not coming. Fear that if you stop trying for even a second, it will all fall apart. This is the illusion of effort. It makes you feel like you're in control, but in truth, it keeps you trapped. You may be doing all the right things, visualizations, scripting, affirmations, but if they're all done from a place of lack, they don't align you, they separate you. The universe doesn't respond to your rituals, it responds to the energy beneath them. And here's the hard truth. Sometimes, your desire is so tightly gripped that you choke the life out of it. You don't let it breathe. You don't give it space to arrive. You're too busy checking the clock, asking where is it? And with every anxious glance, you delay it further. Trying harder is rooted in a belief that you're not enough as you are, that you must do more, be more, prove more in order to receive. But the most powerful manifestations happen when you release that belief, when you surrender the chase and realize the very thing you want is already making its way to you, but only when you stop running after it and start aligning with it. So no, trying harder isn't always the answer. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is stop. Stop chasing, stop proving, and just start trusting. Because what you're seeking is not something you catch. It's something you become. You don't manifest what you say you want. You manifest what you believe you're allowed to have. That's why the universe seems to ignore some desires, no matter how badly you want them. Because the signal you're sending is split. There's your conscious voice, the one that says, I'm ready. And then there's the voice beneath it, the one that whispers, but what if I'm not? And make no mistake, the universe listens to both. Your subconscious is like the operating system beneath your reality. It's old code, written by parents, teachers, society, trauma, religion, culture. These aren't just ideas, they're frequencies. They shape your nervous system, your habits, your reactions. They control your life in ways you can't see, until you bring them to light. And here's the real trap. The stronger the desire, the more these subconscious blocks start to rise. Not to punish you, but to be seen. Because manifestation is not a shortcut around your pain. It's a call to face it. If the life you want still hasn't arrived, it's not because you're unworthy. It's because something in your inner world still doesn't feel safe having it. You might fear the change, the responsibility, the visibility, the loss. And until those fears are met, understood, and healed, you'll unconsciously block the very things you're asking for. So no, this isn't about working harder. This is about meeting yourself deeper, looking inward, not just outward, clearing the static between your soul and your signal. Because once your subconscious is aligned, everything starts to arrive without force. Let's talk about the silence, that space between the asking and the arriving, the space where nothing seems to happen, no signs, no shifts, just stillness. This is where most people lose hope. They think the universe isn't listening, that they've done it wrong, that maybe it wasn't meant for them after all. But what if I told you the waiting is part of it? See, there's a reason the phrase divine timing exists. It's not spiritual fluff. It's a very real principle. When you plant a seed, you don't dig it up every morning to check if it's growing. You water it, you trust it, you wait. The same is true for your manifestations. There is an energetic gestation period, a time where the universe is reconfiguring the paths, aligning the people, setting the stage. But because you can't see it happening, you assume nothing is. And this is where self-sabotage starts to sneak in. You get restless, doubtful. You start shifting course, trying new techniques, asking different questions, or abandoning the whole thing altogether. But every time you do that, you hit reset on the process. You interrupt the signal. You trade alignment for control. There is wisdom in the waiting. There is growth in the stillness, because sometimes the reason it hasn't arrived is because you haven't fully arrived. The person who asks for the manifestation may not yet be the person who's ready to receive it. That's the secret nobody talks about. The universe doesn't just deliver outcomes, it delivers reflections. So if you're in the waiting room, it's not punishment, it's preparation. It's where your patience is stretched, your trust is tested, and your identity begins to shift into someone who no longer needs what they once chased. And the moment you stop watching the clock, something magical happens. Time loses its grip. You start to feel it differently, not as absence, but as becoming, not as delay, but as design. So the next time you feel like nothing is happening, remember, silence is not a no. It's not even a maybe. It's a whispered, not yet, but soon. Manifestation isn't about chasing what you want. It's about matching it. And this is where it gets uncomfortable. Because your reality isn't lying to you. It's reflecting you. Not your words, not your vision board, not your affirmations, but your state of being. This is where many people get stuck. They think that wanting something badly enough should be enough. They try to force it into existence with emotion, desperation, and obsession. But the truth is, desperation is an energetic repellent. You can't fake alignment. You can't trick the mirror. Imagine standing in front of your reflection, angry that it's not smiling back. No matter how hard you try to command it, it only responds to you. You smile, it smiles. You frown, it frowns. You vibrate in scarcity. The world answers with more lack. The universe is no different. It doesn't respond to what you say you want. It responds to who you are being right now. Are you aligned with the version of yourself who already has it? Or are you still identifying with the one who doesn't? Because when your energy says, I don't have it, when your thoughts scream, where is it? When your emotions echo, I'm not enough, then that's what the mirror reflects. Not because the universe is cruel, but because it's honest. And that honesty is the most powerful feedback you could ever receive. It's not rejection, it's redirection. It's not a denial, it's an invitation. Become the version of you who doesn't need it to prove your worth. The version of you who knows it's already yours, even before it arrives. So instead of asking, why hasn't it happened yet? Ask, who am I being right now? Instead of begging the universe to change, let the universe witness your change. Because the moment your inner world shifts, your outer world follows. Always. There comes a point when something inside you clicks. It's subtle, not dramatic, not loud. It doesn't announce itself with fireworks. It just is. The anxiety fades, the craving dissolves. You stop checking for signs every hour. You stop wondering if it's coming. Why? Because you become the version of you that doesn't need to ask anymore. And that shift is where everything changes. This is when signs start showing up. Not because you're begging for them, but because you've opened the door. You walk outside and see numbers aligning, people appearing, strange coincidences pulling you forward. Not by force, but by frequency. It's in the conversations that mirror your thoughts. The song that plays at just the right moment. The opportunity that arrives when you let go of needing it. This isn't luck. It's alignment. You're not chasing your future anymore. You're walking side by side with it. And here's the real secret. You didn't manifest a life. You manifested you, the real you. The one who always knew. The one who was buried under doubt, fear, and time. This is what manifestation is. It's not magic. It's memory. The remembering of who you were before the world told you who to be. And when you remember, you don't just attract what you desire. You attract who you were always meant to be. So what does it all mean? You see, everything you've been chasing, everything you've been desiring, it's been waiting for you to remember who you truly are. Manifestation isn't a game of luck or circumstance. It's about alignment. And the true power in manifestation doesn't come from doing more. It comes from being more. Being the person who already has what they seek. The future you are waiting for is already here. But it's not about the future showing up. It's about you showing up fully. The version of yourself that lives with certainty, that moves without doubt, that is in harmony with the very forces of the universe. The key to unlocking the life you've always dreamed of was never outside of you. It was always within, and now you've unlocked it.